Hello. Hi, Western Australia. Oh, sorry. What's up? Hello, Pakistan. Dude, it's so freaking cool that we can like be all over the place and be all here together. Isn't it so cool? It's like the good thing about social media and the internet. Hi, Dubai. You're buying baby stuff? Hi, Montana. Hello, hello. Hi, New Zealand. What up? How's everybody doing? Hi, Alabama. Really? How cold is it in Alabama? How's everybody doing, like, with the storm and everything? Is everyone all right? We're out here in the world. We're worldwide. Hi, Germany. Hi, Iowa. Northern California. Can you believe that I've lived in California for, like, almost over 10 years and I haven't been to the top of it? Like, it's so stupid. I gotta go up there. Hi, Washington State. Hi, South Africa. Hi, Missouri. Hi, Michigan. Really? You had an earthquake? How big was it? We haven't had an earthquake in like a little second. And as soon as I said that, I was like, am I gonna jinx it? Actually, I think there was one when I was like asleep. I woke up to like notifications, you know, on like the neighbors apps. Master 1 neuroscience in France. And the grades of the semester are coming out and I'm feeling, oh no, Nicole, I'm sorry. I mean, this has absolutely nothing. It sounds like a way more of a big deal for you, but I failed 2 algebra classes. So you're not alone in failing things. Hi, Switzerland. Hi, Hungary. Hi, Vegas. Hey, what's the weather like in Vegas right now? Hi, Greece. New Jersey. I think that's a Florida right there. Wind chills in the negative. Oh, God. I feel for you, dude. I feel for you. When it's like, I feel terrible. I grew up in New Hampshire, so like I know those like really, really cold days. Like I know them. But like when like the news was coming out about the storm, I went for a walk and it was like 75 and sunny. And I was just like, this is why I live here. Not to rub it in. I know what it's like. I have this little situation over here and I don't like, what is that? What is that, perhaps? So if you see me fucking with that, it's just because it's driving me crazy. I would also love to visit Greece. I know, I mean, it's impossible to explore all of California. Like, it is such a humongous state. Like, there's still so many places in LA that I haven't been to, so. Oh my God, enjoy your lunch break. I know, right? Sorry, Corey. Not to fucking rub it in. 63 and sunny, gorgeous. That's like my ideal, honestly. Like, I feel like 65, like if the weather could be like between 65 and 75 and sunny, like all year round, that's my ideal. Just a quick little warning for all the people who are in here. We're gonna be chilling. We're gonna be chilling. All right, we're playing with some new makeup, but I have a delivery coming in like 10 minutes, so we are going to get interrupted for like 1 second. So nothing's happening. I just have to answer the door, and then we'll come right back in. Hi, Moscow. Yeah, thank you. I think these are from Missouri. Wait, am I crazy? Am I an insane person? Did I get these from Missouri? Yeah. These are from Missouri. Connecticut, yeah, dude. I grew up going my family's from Connecticut, so I grew up going there. Yeah, I just remember like 20-degree weather in the winter. Like it was just like always 20 degrees, like walking to college classes and shit. It was just like a nightmare. 6 inches of snow. My boyfriend's mom, they live in New York, and she FaceTimed us to show us the fresh snow though in New York, and it did look really beautiful. And there were like kids playing outside and it was cute. Hi, Caribbeans. I don't know how you're supposed to pronounce that. So I didn't know for a long time, and I've been wearing makeup since I was a kid, that you could have fair skin with olive undertone, and I thought it was only darker skin tones. Yeah. Yeah, you know what's so funny? I'm trying to think of like what the evolution of me discovering that was, because like I guess I'd heard of olive skin and I always, yeah, same thing, kind of assumed that it was people who like had deeper skin. Um or at least like, yeah, olive skin, I thought of like tanned skin, you know? Um but and I just always like my skin tone always looked really yellow next to people, you know? And then I just remember finally like witnessing the green, and I think it was just like kind of as my like awareness of color, having like studied art, how my awareness of color sort of like developed. Because I was like, oh, I'm so yellow, like I'm so yellow, which I am, but like I have so much green in my skin, and I was just like, what? Like once I discovered that, I was like, oh shit, because like you put on like a really yellow foundation, you're like, this doesn't look right, like, but I think I'm yellow. So yeah. Do I snore when I sleep? Sometimes. Pamela, is this true? Is this true fact? That movie, The Bucket List, and to travel, and the only thing I need to do is win the lottery. Well, Pamela, if this is true fact, if this is truth, I'm sending you so much love right now. And just remember that, like, if you have any life to live, you should be doing whatever it is you want to be doing and live it to the fullest, because it's like the most incredible thing in the entire world that we even have this thing called consciousness and we can like experience life. So I'm sending you so much love right now. I've always looked, yeah, I've always looked sick. People have always, especially having dark circles, those like dark under eye circles, really, really helps with that situation. People being like, "Are you sick?" And you're just like, "Cool, thank you." If you're struggling to figure out if you're like you have no idea, you can't figure out if you're neutral, warm, or cool, you're probably neutral, which is really, really stressful. Am I still doing no refined sugar? No. I have posted some like mental health updates about that stuff. Um it's kind of like a long journey. um yeah, I you know what? I just recorded a video about binge eating that's going to be up like relatively soon, but maybe I'll do like an like a addressing that, because I know that was a really popular video um as kind of like an addendum, I guess. That would probably be a good idea. Yeah, are you okay? Like, oh, you look like are you must be sick, or like you must not have slept last night. It's just like I actually slept really fucking well. Thank you so much. Isn't neutral a good thing? When it comes to skin tones, it can be just like complicated because like so many skin tone range, like complexion products, the range is like neutrals will even run like too warm a lot of the time. So if you're like a true neutral, it can be really hard to find something that actually fits for you, especially because like outside of things like foundation and concealer, like blushes, bronzers, they'll be like way too fucking warm for someone who's neutral. Or like it's not so often, I feel like it's less often that a neutral ends up with like way too like think products that are way too cool. But that can happen too. So totally get it, being holistic mental health diet combo is so connected. Yeah, it's I guess the things that I've sort of brought up in terms of like how you view your like the way that you're eating and the way that you view food, it's very much like, are you looking at it with like a negative lens, like a preconceived lens, I guess? Um, or is it like a healthy, well-adjusted and like um even keeled lens where you're like, oh, I want to be doing like I want to cut down on refined sugar for my health, not because I hate myself and the way I look. You know what I mean? So I've kind of like experienced this journey. So the nails are the same nails that I was wearing in my last live or my most recent video. It had like this not duochrome, but like this chrome, like nude chrome on top of it. And because they're cheap nails that I get on Amazon, the chrome went away in a few days and now they're just nude, which like I don't really mind. Like it's not the end of the world, but yeah. Can you be neutral and have rosy skin? I think my skin is red, pink, blotchy on the cheeks, but I think I'm neutral. But at Sephora, they tell me I'm warm. Never trust. I'm sorry to all the Sephora employees out there. And I'm sure that there are cases where you can trust a Sephora employee to color match you. In my experience, they're never right. And from what I've heard from people who like go to get color matched at Sephora, they are never right. You want to look at your skin tone holistically. So like if you might have redness on your cheeks, or you might even have a very red face, but like your neck and your wrists and the rest of you is neutral. So like that's what you should be matching. You shouldn't be like going by your face. Nikki Tutorials is a really good example of this. She has a lot of redness in her face, but she doesn't match her face. She matches like the rest of her. If you look at her like neck and chest, it's a completely different color. So yeah, that's how you should determine it. What's the difference between bronzer and contour? I feel like both makeup products look the same on me. I don't know what, or to me when, I don't know, wait, I know they are different. I can't read. Yes, they're very different. So I actually have a video about this if you want to like search my channel for like an in-depth thing, because I kind of want to like start getting into doing my makeup. I'm gonna wait until my delivery comes, which will be in like 4 minutes. But bronzer is more so you're like warming up the skin. Like think about like being outside and getting a tan, like the high points of the face where the sun is going to hit the most. Think about like when you see someone who looks like bronzy, they have that like summer glow. It might be like across the nose, up over the cheekbones, temples, forehead. You're not bronzing underneath your jawline. Contour is a cooler tone, so it's not meant to look warm. It's not meant to create warmth in the face. It's meant to mimic the shadows that your face naturally casts. So for instance, like this color. When you look at this color, it's not, let me find a bronzer. I just cleaned up all my shit and now I don't know where anything is. Oh, here's a decent bronzer, although mine's a little bit more, but like, do you see the difference between like this color and this color? You know, so like this is a bronzer. This is something that's going to warm up my face. It's not going to contour, but if you combine or you compare this color to this color, you see what I mean? This is a contour color, so it's much more cool toned, and it actually, like if I hold it up to the natural shadow of my jawline, if you kind of like squint at it, you can see that like those colors are much more close. Does that make sense? There's a lot of contour products that are marketed as contour products, and they might be for someone with like warmer skin, but they might end up being too warm for you if you're like very, very cool toned, or especially if you're like an olive person, things end up looking just like really red or really orange or whatever. Really pink, it depends. Oh my God, wait, sorry, I went on a long explanation and I wasn't paying attention, but Jill is here. What up, Jill? Jill's an OG. Why is this falling down? There we go. I gotta tighten this thing. I'm so glad that you enjoy that apple and ricotta snack. I have been having that again recently for like my desserts, and I started adding, I can't remember if I mentioned this at some point, but I started adding like dark chocolate chips to it. So good. I actually just used red light therapy this morning. I was really consistent about it for a while, and then I just kind of like fell off. Like I just stopped doing it. And then I just recently like started doing it again. Yeah. Hi, Germany. Thanks, Pam. I just feel like the things that I know in life are like mental health and makeup. So like, might as well talk about all of it. How to choose lip colors with blush. The way I like to do it is like, which is the one that like you want to focus on? Like, are you wearing like a more complexion focused makeup look, or are you wearing a more lip focused makeup look? If you're wearing a more lip focused makeup look, then you want to sort of like match your blush to your lip color. And like the other way around, if you're doing like a more skin focused makeup look. So like if I'm doing a more skin focused makeup look and my lips aren't the like main thing, then I'm choosing a blush and then I'm kind of like adjusting my lip product based on that, which like it's very small differences for me personally. Sometimes I go a little bit more peachy. Sometimes I like to go like a little bit more rosy mauve. Um, but so yeah, so maybe when it comes to like doing your lip, instead of using like your typical lip liner, if you're using a slightly more like cool toned blush or like a pink toned blush or something, then you use like a cooler toned lip liner. You know what I mean? With your usual lip product. So it's just like, it's tiny little adjustments. Hi, Ren. I hope you're doing well. Sani? Hi, East Coast, Canada. What up? I actually have gotten my colors done, like color analysis, when I was like 14 or something. They determined that I was a spring, and at the time, there were no like brights or anything. It was just like winter, summer, spring, fall, or autumn or whatever. And they said I was a spring, so I don't know. Whatever. I kind of agree with that. I also kind of don't. So like, I don't know. It's more of like it should be more of a guideline, you know? Like you don't have to stop wearing black if you are warm toned and you look better in like light colors or something. I loved your suggestion about how to get your kitty to hydrate more. I'm trying to get my senior cat to gain a bit of weight. Any tips there? I mean, honestly, like the best thing to do is ask your vet, but yeah, I think in general, trying to get like an older cat to gain weight, like finding a wet food that they like a lot, um, that's the best thing. Like, and it can be really hard. I purchased so many fucking wet foods to be able to find one that A, didn't give Ziva skin rash issues, and B, she actually would eat. So, yeah, it was a lot. It took a really long time. But I would ask a vet because like I'm not an animal expert. I don't really have any tips in terms of like getting them to gain weight. But I hope the water trick helps. So green and grayish tones around the skin, especially if you're like close to my skin tone, typically you want to use like a lavender color corrector. I have a little bit of that. Like I have like it's not gray, it's more like green, yellowy green. And I just don't cover it up. So like, I don't know. It depends on how intense it is. But yeah. Hi, Uruguay. Thank you. Daniela, I think. I am drinking green tea. I'm drinking jasmine green tea right now. It's like my favorite from Peak. You know that brand Peak. I love the name Ziva. I always name my cats good sounding names. Thank you. Thanks, guys. I want to click on this stupid tracking to see like where my delivery is. I'm waiting for them to call me. Thoughts on face exercises? I don't know. I mean, like I don't know. Like part of me thinks that it's kind of bullshit, but I saw this Asian lady who would like do this thing where she like where she like would isolate. I was like trying to find the word. Isolate her like cheek muscles. And I tried doing it a few times and like you could feel the muscles working, but I never did it long enough to see if it like did anything. So I don't really know. If I could launch any makeup product, what would it be? Well, I think we talked about this in the last live stream, but I truly think just from like this moment right here, right now, that if I was going to launch anything, I would literally just relaunch Lime Crime Topist because it was the best lip liner ever. It was like the only like fair, pale, cool toned lip liner that existed. And it just hasn't been there's like no alternatives. There's like good ones out there, but like nothing is that, you know, like we haven't gotten there, which is infuriating. What color brow pen do you use? I'm struggling with the perfect match. It depends. Right now my hair, it looks, I guess it looks slightly more neutral right now, but it has more warmth in it because, sorry, little pause there. It might take like a second to get back into things. My delivery's here, so I'm just gonna have to run to the door in like a second. But because my hair was like copper, and I had highlights, my colorist didn't bring the bleach, didn't like over bleach the ends. So I have a little bit of warmth there. So I'm kind of using like warm browns right now in my brows. Like I think I'm just using Anastasia Brown, like for the pen. And then I've been using the ColourPop. I think it's like, is it light brown or medium brown? Light brown brow pencil. So I'm like kind of embracing a little bit more warmth. And I think when we do like fully bleach, like when we like pull the bleach all the way through and like brighten my hair more, I think I'm gonna keep it still a little bit more of the like warmer like vanilla rather than toning it so like cool toned. So I'm probably gonna keep my brows ever so slightly more of like a warm brown rather than like a cool color. Yeah. What did I eat for dinner last night? My boyfriend made steak and asparagus. He makes the best steak in the entire world. It's like so good. But the steak, I mean, it was a big ass steak, but like the steak that he bought at Whole Foods cost like $48. It was crazy, like insane. I told him last night, I was like, it's a good thing that you know how to cook it so well that it like justifies the price. Because like that's insane. Like that's so fucking expensive. Okay, I have to run to my door because I have a delivery at the door. I'll be right back. 1 second. Okay. Sorry, I'm back. Let's start putting on makeup. Isn't it awesome to have a man that can cook instead of just yeah, he can cook. Like holy shit, dude. He can cook. And he's really good at like sorry. I get so many spam phone calls. I don't know if this happens to you guys as often as it happens to me, but it's infuriating. So I don't know if it's like taking a second to get back, but Yeah, I'll make something and I'll have him taste it and I'll be like, "How do I make this better? Like, what do I do to make this better?" Because he's just like really good with flavors. And usually like when we go out to eat, he's really good at like picking out like what he can taste so that he can recreate something. Like there was this brown butter salmon, brown butter and sage salmon that we had at a restaurant one time. And he was like, "This is fucking delicious. I should make this." And it was like a thing that he made for like years. He hasn't made it in a while, which like, what the fuck? We should do that again. Um, but yeah, he's really good at, he's such a good cook. He's such a good cook, which is great because I fucking hate cooking. I really don't like it. Like, I just don't enjoy it at all. All right, so let's get into it, guys. So I am gonna try some new complexion products. We have this new complexion rescue stick from Bare Minerals. And then I also have these new concealers from Charlotte Tilbury, the airbrush concealers, which is interesting. They sent me 3 shades, which I really appreciate. It seems like whoever actually sent the PR understands my skin tone because they were like, we'll give her options. So I have like a really bright one and then 2 that are a little bit more, like one that's a little more neutral and one that's a little bit more warm. I have no idea what the shades are, but seems like a good range because the lightest one they gave me seems like it'll be a good brightening concealer for me. I haven't tried it yet, but it's 2.5 fair, so we'll see. And then, yeah, I wanted to start off with the Bare Minerals stick. So this is basically like a stick form of their complexion rescue, whatever it's called, like the tint, the skin tint or whatever. Now, I had a conversation with them because the shades that they gave me, I went to an event for them recently, which was so fun and like the team was so sweet and I really just like vibed with the makeup artist there. Like I just like love her so much. But the only shades that were close enough to my skin tone were Opal 01, which is pretty pale. I'll give you swatches. It was looking more pink when I first saw it. And then Birch 1.5, which is a little bit more like yellow toned, but a little more orangey, you know? So I don't know. I'm gonna swatch them though. New updated smoky eye tutorial. I can do it. I can do it. Hi, Egypt. Gel eyeliner that doesn't smudge. Oh God, in a really hot country. Yeah, so Opal, I don't know how well you guys can see here, but this is Birch, which is definitely more of like a yellowy orange. And then Opal is, it just has like a little too much pink in it. Like it doesn't have that green. So I might just mix them together. It's also, it seems like a little bit light, ever so slightly too light. So yeah, I think I might just mix them to be able to like manipulate the tone a little bit better. But yeah, I'm intrigued by this specifically because it's in stick form, because I'm assuming, I think I've used their, I think I have in the past, their Complexion Rescue Skin Tint, the like squeeze tube version or whatever. And I think I remember it being a little too like moisturizing, if that makes sense. So the fact that it's in stick form makes me feel that it won't be as wet on my skin, but we'll see. So I'm just gonna, honestly, I'm just gonna put these on the back of my hand to mix them together. And the makeup artist did recommend applying them with a brush. They gave me a brush. This is the smoothing face brush, but I don't know. I mean, maybe I'll try it. Fuck it. I don't really care. I don't know. Fuck it. Who cares? I'm glad my concealer under eye videos help you guys. I am. I'm back to blonde, dude. Are the sticks kind of like those Merit sticks? I don't think I've tried the Merit sticks. So I don't think I could compare. Could you ever try Korean makeup style? I did like a while back, but I haven't in a minute. But there were some people asking me to try, was it Chinese makeup style that's like going viral that I like completely forgot about. So I should probably write it down so that I remember. How do you get eyeshadow applied to your inner corners without it looking creasy or weird? I cannot figure out. Primer, no primer, doesn't matter. Into your inner corner. You mean like on the lid? In here? Something that you can say. Someone said I look like a mini marshmallow. Me? I love mini marshmallows. Inner corner. So like if you are struggling with creasing in your inner corner in here, I do too. And if you're using like an eyeshadow primer and it's fine everywhere else, just put like a tiny bit of like a translucent powder, like right in the area where it creases. And just make sure that you're taking it out far enough, you know, so that so that you're sort of blending it out. You know what I mean? You don't want to have like a patch of powder there because it's gonna like end up looking really different when you go in with your eyeshadow. So yeah, you want to just make sure that you like kind of diffuse around that powder. Embrace smile lines. Embrace them. I'm gonna start a new campaign to embrace smile lines. Like it's literally in the name. Like it's called a smile line. Like it's a line that's evidence of you smiling. That should be like a good thing, you know? So this is a skin tint. This is gonna be really, I think, light coverage. I don't know if this brush seems fine. It actually feels kind of nice, which I just have the, I have the urge to like do this, to like buff, which I don't really want to do just because I'm wearing sunscreen. And the makeup artist, she was doing this, like she was just kind of digging the brush into the stick, so maybe I'll do that. What powder? I mean, I love the Huda Beauty powder. It's like mattifying without being like super drying, which is nice. This actually does feel quite nice. It's funny because like I think mineral makeup in general, because I'm someone who is prone to congestion, has always sort of like intrigued me. But I don't know. I have had sort of a hard time like kind of getting into bare minerals. So, but I had a friend who was like obsessed. She was like very acne prone and she was obsessed with bare minerals and she used to always try to like sell me on it. She was like, you don't understand like the skincare, the makeup, like it's the only thing that like keeps me from breaking out. And ever since then I've been like, okay, I feel like I need to get more into this. And this does actually seem nice. I think the color like mixed is actually pretty nice. I do have to say, for all my olive people in here, I did advocate for you. I said, like, I understand having like a more limit, because I think it's 20 shades of this. I was like, I understand having a more limited range for a skin tint. Like, I get it, okay? But I said overall, in terms of complexion products, I would love to see more of a push towards olive skin. And I explained that like it's so limited, especially for like paler skin tones, that like once we find our complexion products that have like that are the perfect match, that like that's what we stick with. And so it's very hard for me to step outside of Lisa Eldridge, House Labs, About Face, because I found shades that like work so perfectly. So like it just makes me a little bit less, I don't know, willing to try a complexion product when I see that like, yes, it's a skin tint, but like Lisa Eldridge made olive skin tints, you know? So like, just because it's a skin tint doesn't mean that we shouldn't be like trying to match people's skin tones, right? So, and the person I was talking to was very, like the team, they're not, you know, it's not like their call necessarily. So like, but they were very receptive and they did say that they would pass the message along. So hopefully we'll see. Hello, bunny. Ziva's just staring at me. I think she gets very confused when I'm here. What do you guys think of this? It is very moisturizing, that's for sure. And I think the one thing that I I don't know. I always kind of feel like when something is like extremely moisturizing on my skin, because I can be a little more, I can be a little bit more like oily in my T-zone especially. I end up going in with too much powder and I don't want that to be the case. I think it looks nice though. Like the tone when I step back, it doesn't look like so far off from my neck. I mean, like, I'm assuming you guys can see this, but like right here, I definitely see more of like a yellowy green and like my face has been neutralized a little bit, which isn't the end of the world, you know? Ooh, if like me, pink color correctors do not work for your under eyes, then you want like a yellow one. I don't, well, actually, this is a good one. If you're looking for like a bright yellow one, if you're looking for a bright yellow one, LA Girl, this is the literally light yellow corrector, really good. But the one that I use is just a concealer. I just use hair on my cheek. I just use NARS concealer, which is delish. Thank you, Jill. I was just about to do that. Jill's on top of shit. So I use NARS Nougatine, which is somewhere around here. It's right here, which you can compare. It's obviously going to look more like a concealer. Like it is a concealer. It's going to look more like a concealer. So like the LA Girl is very yellow if you want that. But this is much more of like a yellowy peach kind of color, which is really, really nice for sort of like warming up the area around my face, the area underneath my eyes before I go in. No, not the pot, this guy. It's the Radiant Creamy Concealer in the shade Nougatine. Okay, so I think that actually is a quite nice skin tint. I think it looks pretty. I do think that in terms of like, if I'm comparing it to the Lisa Eldridge one, Lisa Eldridge leaves a little bit more of a satin, like slightly more of a satin finish on my skin. Whereas this is like, it's definitely like pretty dewy in the center of my face. So we'll see how it reacts when I set everything. Okay. I got that one. Sorry. Somebody, sorry, I was talking, and I just wanted to, oh, here we go. Okay, yes, Callie, sorry. So my shade in House Labs is 030 Cool. Fair Cool, I think. Fair Cool. 030 Fair Cool is what it's called. Yeah, this one. It's a little bit light for me, so I like mixing it with the About Face foundation. I know there's always, like in every live stream, there's always bound to be like people who just like pop in and want to be trolls or whatever. Tips for doing Nina Park makeup. I got so many videos on it. I got so many videos. All right, let's go into the oh, that's a good idea. Commenting for subscribers only. Can I do that from here right now, or do I have to like do that later on, or like before? I mean, I think I have to do that before. Wait, what's this? No. Community, no. I think I have to do that before I start the live, but that is good for future reference. Thank you. What's the look for today? Honestly, I don't know. I'm just trying new products. I don't even know if I'm gonna get through a full look because I did not sleep well at all last night. At all. Like I feel kind of like shit. So yeah, I don't know. It depends. It depends on like when my energy starts to just like. Sorry. 1 second. Jesus. Oh, I can't text him from here. Okay, fucking shit, dude, that is so annoying. There's no like good alternative when you can't have, when you like can't need to contact somebody but you're like on your phone. um yeah. Yeah, yeah. Hi. All right, so let's contour. I'm just gonna do my like usual contour routine before we conceal. So we'll just like answer some questions in the meantime. And I'm probably gonna be really sloppy with it, just so you know. Oh, like I'm not going anywhere, so I just don't even really care. Maybe I'll play around a little bit with techniques. Thank you. I don't know how to pronounce your name, but thank you. The person who said just play. Oh, good. Did you make your phone background a picture of your young self? My favorite contour stick is this one from CoverGirl. For my skin tone, but like it depends on, it's gonna depend heavily on your skin tone. But like something that people don't consider a lot of the time is if you have a contour color that's like not perfect for you, that, or specifically if it's too cool toned for you, which isn't necessarily something that people struggle with as often. I feel like most of the time contours are just like too warm. If they are too cool toned though, you can try mixing them with your bronzer to give them like a little bit more warmth and adjust the color. Tell your cat to say hi. Ziva? Ziva, wait, where did that just go? Oh, 777 the universe says hi. Thoughts? She's just staring at me. Sorry, I don't know if it got the reaction that you would have wanted. Contour, CoverGirl, Skin Enhancer in the shade Defined. I have not tried any face lasers. I've like talked to my dermatologist about it just to get like a sense of like what are the options? Like what's going on here? But I don't know. Everything, like I feel like everything has like such a downtime, you know? And I just like don't really want to have to take so much time off because I know it's all different, but I feel like lasers can end up kind of creating the same like downtime effect as a peel. And I don't want that. Like, you know, I don't know. It's just you have to like plan for it so specifically. I don't think I'm even going to use a cream bronzer. I think I'm going to focus on blush. I feel like Nikki LaRose with a light face complexion from skincare. Does that happen to you? I feel like Nikki LaRose with a light face complexion from skincare. What? I don't understand. God. I'm sorry, Candied Salt. I think that's very understandable, and I hope that you're not judging yourself for not having worn it. I think that makes sense, and I'm sorry. I'm sorry to hear that. I feel like SPF and skincare has lightened my face complexion. Do you have a favorite red light? Oh, sorry. Sorry for wording that weird. No, I'm just trying to understand. How does this relate to Nikki LaRose? SPF and skincare. Well, I guess it would make sense that if you're wearing your like sunscreen and you're doing skincare, that like maybe your face has lightened overall because, you know, you're not like tanning necessarily, especially if you're using skincare. Nikki's face is lighter than the rest of her body from sunscreen and vitamin C. Doesn't she self-tan though? I always thought that that was from like when people's faces are lighter than the rest of their body, isn't it usually because they self-tan? And they don't tan their face because like the skincare is gonna like remove the tan or whatever. You know? Yeah, I mean this is something that like a lot of people deal with where like their face doesn't match their chest or I'm a pale ass brown girl. Yeah, I have a the girl who does my hair color is mixed race and she different, she always complains about how like different parts of her are like completely different colors. Like the center of her face is like so light and then like her hands will be like way darker and then her like chest and neck are like a completely different color. So I always tell her to try and like, you know, try to like use all those different colors in your face basically. So like use like the darkest area of your skin wherever that might be, use like mimic that in your contour and your bronzer. And then your high like the lightest parts of you that like show in your body, use that for like highlighting underneath your eyes. And that way you're going to look more like cohesive overall. You know what I mean? I'm going to throw down a quick brow. Ugh. So yeah, it's not a problem that I deal with because I'm already like as white as a wall, but like yeah, I don't really, I mean, I have a complexion where like if I do lay out in the sun, I get like a nice tan. I look very golden, but I don't do that. So I'm just always really like pale. So that's not something that I like have had to deal with, but that's how I would handle it if I were you. And you're not the only person because I've heard that from a lot of people, especially people who are mixed race, deal with like different colors like, you know, throughout. So I do sometimes use tretinoin on my hands. I actually just recently started doing that. So I don't know that I've seen, I sort of graduated from like a retinol, the Inculist 1% retinol on my hands to tretinoin 0.025. But it's still, it's new. It's new. So like, yeah, I can't really like comment if I've seen like a major difference. One thing I will say is I've been, oh, Jesus. Hi. What are you doing? You want to come up here? Your nails are sharp, dude. She just stretched on my leg. What the fuck was I saying? Siva, what was I saying? Damn, that just flew out of my brain. Hi, India. Hands. Oh, I've been taking my like moisturizing my hands more seriously, and I sleep at night with like cotton gloves on. If you have fake nails, get the ones that have the fingertips cut off because you do not want to trap moisture underneath your fake nails, especially if they're just press-ons. But yeah, I've been doing that, and like I layer a hyaluronic acid underneath like my moisturizer, like right before bed, and I have these like Aquaphor hydrating hand masks that I use occasionally, and also for my feet. So yeah, I think one of like prioritizing actives and kind of forgetting about hydration is like can be a downfall for a lot of people, myself specifically. Did I just do a chemical peel? No. I'm wearing a skin tint. And it's dewy. I have been using the Cure. I did my second round of the Cure microneedling home thingies. I just did my second one. I'm doing them every 2 weeks. And this is not a sponsored situation. I bought it myself. I'm very interested. So I'm actually filming I'm filming like the journey basically to see like what happens with my skin over I think it's going to be like a total of 12 weeks. Yeah, cuz I got like a 6-week amount. So we'll see how that goes, cuz I've been interested in microneedling and I was like I might as well just like try the like cheaper at home version first just to see, you know? It's got some good reviews from dermatologists, but I know obviously like you're going to see better results if you do it in office. So that might be something that I do eventually. I don't really know. See how warm this color is right now? Because I have these like golden little bits in my hair, and this isn't how I like finish. I mean, I think it looks a little bit, honestly, when I'm looking here, it looks a little bit more warm. But yeah, I'm trying to go for like slightly more warm colors. Between Rare Beauty and Fenty, I gotta say Rare Beauty. There's a lot of Rare Beauty products that I like. And I just, you know, Fenty's one of those brands that like, they changed the game and I have so much respect for and like love Rihanna, but like I just don't really find myself using Fenty very often. You know? I am gonna go back to my platinum hair in like 2 weeks, hopefully. If my hair feels healthy to her enough to like pull it through. God, Jill, you are just like a sniper and I love you for it. I love you for it. Also, don't feel like you have to like kill yourself to like do that. You know what I mean? Like if I see them, I will also kick them. Thank you so much. I really need to, I'm not wild about my haircut right now. We're gonna fix it. We're gonna fix it next week. But yeah, literally the best. I don't understand that question. I used the ColourPop. These are new ColourPop brow pencils. And damn, I have not like cared much about a ColourPop product in a really long time, but I actually do like them. I think they're nice. What the fuck am I doing? Concealer. Let's do concealer. Thank you, Heidi. Love you too. Yeah, they did. I do think my complexion and I think the red hair was very flattering. But it just wasn't like my personality, you know? It's nice to know that like I liked it. And maybe someday when I'm like old and like can't get away with like super, like if I get to the point where I'm like, I need more warmth, like I need that. Because that's how I was feeling. I was like, I want more warmth. But then I did it and I was like, this is just not my personality. Like it just isn't. Maybe I'll go back to it, you know? I'm glad that I tried it. It was the first time in my life that I have dyed my hair a different color, you know? Like that it wasn't bleach. Because whenever I did the colors, like the colorful colors, like mint and coral and all that kind of shit, it was like just toner basically on the bleach. Yeah. Let's move on to concealer. So I have these airbrush concealers from Charlotte Tilbury. I'm very intrigued by these. So these are the Airbrush Flawless Blur Concealers. It's described as a weightless full coverage. She sent me, like Charlotte sent me these. Like Charlotte was like, okay, we'll send these to Alex. 4.5 fair medium, which is like this nice like warm color, which actually might make a nice like a color corrector for me because it's like a little bit warmer and slightly deeper. We have 2.5 fair, a little bit more. If I compare, is that the one? Oh yeah, that's the lightest one. That's the lightest one right in the center. which looks like it's pretty neutral. And then maybe like ever so slightly cool toned. I don't know what the undertones are described as. I just like, I'm not gonna be able to tell until I swatch them. But, and then we have 3.5 fair, which it looks probably pretty neutral. Like it's less warm than this, but there's more warmth in it than this one. You know what I mean? Oh, hitting myself. So I think what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go in with the darkest one that they sent and do a little bit of color correction and then maybe a little bit of like highlighting with, I don't really know. Is this like close to my skin tone? Let me swatch these bitches. Oh yeah, that's gonna be a good, that kind of looks like NARS Nougatine. Actually, let me swatch Nougatine next to it. Maybe it's a little darker. Oh, it's very close. Very, very close. So that was 4.5 fair and then 3.5. I don't know how I feel about this doe foot. Thank you. My earrings are from Missouri. Ooh, yeah, that's a nice highlighting color. Okay, ready? So this is NARS Nougatine right here. You can see a little bit lighter and slightly more yellow. This is 3.5? No, 4.5. 4.5 from Charlotte Tilbury. So it's definitely like warm. Definitely warm, a little more orangey. This is the 3.5, right? Fuck. Yeah. This is 3.5. A little more neutral, but you know, like relatively like closer to my skin tone. And then this is the lightest one, which is 2.5, which is, I would say, more on the neutral side, but paler, which would be a nice like highlighting concealer for me. So I think that's what I'm gonna do. I think I'm gonna use the darkest one first, 4.5, as like my color corrector, because it is so close to Nougatine. So I think that'll actually be nice. They don't smell like anything. Which is like, you know, kind of shocked that I didn't immediately smell them, because that used to be something that I did all of the time. All right, let's see how this goes. Weightless full coverage is the claim. Now I'm not applying a ton. I'm gonna take it all the way up to my creases, especially since I'm not going anywhere. This is Charlotte Tilbury concealer and it is unscented. That's not bad. It does feel much more lightweight than NARS Nougatine. NARS Nougatine has like a little bit more of a creamy feel to it. And I think this color is nice for color correction. So far, I don't know that I would say that it's full coverage. It feels a little bit more in between full coverage and medium coverage. But we'll see how, I feel like that is always determined more so in, are you able to build it up, you know? Brush is one from, yes, this is the N16 from Nikki's first collab with BK Beauty. Yeah, like that looks pretty nice. You can see a little bit of that warmth. You know, the tone is nice, and in terms of like a color corrector, I think it works well for my skin tone. But like when we're talking, aptly named. When we're talking, oh my god, Jill, you just beat me. Now I'm gonna be like trying to I'm gonna be trying to beat you. We're gonna be like running for the same trollers. Anyway, what was I saying? What was I saying? I don't remember. Were we talking about coverage? Fuck. I need to focus. Are you going to use the individual brow pen? Individual brow pen. The Anastasia one? Truly. Honestly, Jill's her prowess is distracting. She's so fucking good. I don't remember what I was saying. Someone will tell me if they care. If not, then we'll move on. All right. I will be interested to see how this like holds up. You know what I mean? All right, now I'm gonna go in with, I think I have the slightly more like the medium shade, and I'm just gonna use that in areas of my face where I need like a little bit more coverage. Oh wait, I haven't contoured my nose. I should probably do that. Am I still peeling around my nostrils? Not really. That's good. All right, I'm gonna contour my nose real quick because I completely forgot to do that. So I'm just gonna mix my contour with my bronzer. My cream bronzer, the Merit one. Oh, shit. My eyes are, I say my eyes are green, but there is a little bit of brown in there, so I think that they're like technically hazel, but I say they're green. Because like, look how green they look. They look so green, you know? I know Erin Parsons. I mean, I don't know her, but like, of course, like who doesn't know of Erin Parsons? Do you know what I mean? She's the goat. Why do you keep asking that? I already answered you. Oh, whoop. What the fuck? All right. Hi. So my nose contour I've kind of changed. I'm gonna like look at you guys while I do it. I've been using the bump in my nose as like the end point, basically. So I like bring it way in and then I stop at the bump. And then this side, because like this side comes out more. So I just try to even it out a little bit. You know, like I have this like dip right here, which I don't really know how to navigate, to be honest with you. I just kind of like embrace the bump. So I kind of create this shape and then I'll bring it out a little bit, like just blend it down. You know? And then it kind of naturally meets right here. And then what I like to do is, oh shit, I was missing so many comments. Sorry, I was stuck up there. Then I like to kind of like refine this area, which is just a little bit more round. So I like to follow sort of like the natural planes of the nose. So I just kind of like pop a little bit of contour right there and then right there, which just kind of like brings it, you know what I mean? Like we're just sort of emphasizing those planes. I think the biggest, it depends very much on your nose shape, but the biggest mistake that a person can make if they're trying to narrow a certain part of their nose or trying to refine, especially the tip, is to just put dark colors on the side. Like you really need to be strategic about how you're placing it. So like this area, I want to narrow a bit, you know? It's not necessary, but I like it. I like doing it. Hi, Haley, what up? And then I'm just gonna blend around what I placed down gently. And then I usually like kind of emphasize the blend when I go in with my concealer. So I'm just kind of like patting those edges so that they're a little more soft. You know? I think that looks pretty good. Do I feel like nose contour fades? Not unless you're like touching your nose a lot. To be honest with you, I don't have much of a problem with my concealer or any of my makeup disappearing throughout the day. I think the things that I struggle with the most are like oiliness in my T-zone, like waterline, like sometimes the outer corner of my waterline will disappear. Mascara smudging. You know what I mean? Happy birthday, Haley. A good powder contour? I mean, my recommendation is going to depend very much on like what your skin tone is. You know? Like, are you close to my skin tone? Candied salt. Lol. I've done people's makeup when they have like the wateriest eyes and like or like really sensitive eyes, and it's like the most annoying thing in the world. Just from like the makeup artist's standpoint, you're just like standing there and you're like, no, 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 it's okay. No, no, it's okay. And they're just like, you know. Okay, I think the shade I'm using is a little too dark. Okay, interesting. A 90s baddie tutorial? Yeah, dude. I'm using the Lisa. My mind is just always on Lisa Eldridge. I'm using the new Charlotte Tilbury concealer. I think it's new. I mean, I'm assuming it's new. Oftentimes they send PR with no information, and I have to just guess. But regardless if it's new to like the world or not, it's new to me. So it's the airbrush concealer. Okay, now I'm going in with the lightest shade, which is 2.5. Oh yeah, the Lisa Eldridge, so the shades, the olive shades of the Pinpoint Concealer, perfect. They're definitely olive. They are very much in line with her like complexion products. So like if you love the product and you needed those colors and you have some of her other, like you have the skin tint or you have the foundation, and you're looking for like a good olive tone, like they're perfect. They're like a 1-to-1 match. I do have a bit of settling in lines with this concealer. We'll have to see how it wears throughout. It's usually actually doing my makeup during live streams and testing a concealer is like a really good test because I'm talking, I'm smiling, I'm making crazy faces, you know, even before setting it. So like it really like tests the product. So I'm going in with small amounts, but now this is going to be our second layer because I went in and color corrected with the darker one. Now I'm using the lightest one, 2.5. Thank you, Strawberry Cake. Oh my god, thank you, person with a face. You're a member. I like doing my makeup on this because like when I look in the mirror and then I look in the camera, it gives me a different perspective of what I'm doing, which I enjoy. I think the membership is like $3.99. I could be wrong. As of this moment, it's mostly to just like help support me. But also sometimes, and I'm really bad at being consistent with this, I'll be completely honest with you. Sometimes I give you access to videos early. And then you get priority in comments. Like when I am live streaming, you get priority. So like your comment will be highlighted and it's a lot easier for me to see. So that's like an option if you care about that kind of thing. You know what I mean? Going in and blending. Oh, I look like your adoptive mom. Maybe I am. Just kidding. But I'm happy to provide any comfort. One of my favorite comments is when people say that they fall asleep to my to my videos. People will be like, I hope this isn't creepy. And I'm just like, not at all. Like, what do you mean? Like, of course I want you to just like let my videos run while you sleep. Like, that just helps me, dude. Plus, I appreciate the comment that my voice is soothing. All right, so we do have a bit of settling, like a little bit of settling. I'm gonna try this concealer for spot concealing right now, though. Hi, Alex. I wonder why bronzer always be put on the outer part of the face. Naturally, the sun will bronze the face all over. Makes no sense, does it? Well, you're thinking about, like, okay. So you want to kind of think about it in terms of, like, we're using makeup to shape the face. So we're taking some liberties here. Also, like, when a person gets sunburnt, it's kind of like a combination of the two things, right? So, like, if a person gets sunburnt, think about, like, where they get sunburnt. Now, this might be different depending on your complexion, but like people who are like pale like me, if I'm getting a sunburn from just like being out in the sun, typically it's going to be like over my nose, just like here, maybe up on the cheekbones, the top of the forehead. Like that used to happen to me a lot when I was a kid. I have photos of me where like my forehead is brown and like the rest of my face isn't. And then I tried to like help match it with bronzer or whatever. And my under eyes would be really, really light. So it depends, but like you're sort of like using it as a guide, right? Like if you're laying flat and you're tanning, then yeah, your face is going to get like tan evenly. But if you're just out walking around, the sun is above you. So think about like how the sun is hitting, like the sun rays are hitting your face, like the harshest, I guess, you know? Which is why you often see people who do this sort of like sun-kissed look, or like even with blush, you sort of see it like dusted in this sort of shape, like a W shape over the nose and like on the high points of the cheeks. But then people can also use bronzer, depending on their skin tone, as like a contour to like create more shape to the face. So it's like there are different ways that you can be using these products, you know? No, I don't think bronzer is necessary. It's like, no, not really. If I use a very bright lipstick, the ones from Lash, how strong would you do the eyes? It kind of depends. Like I love a bold bright lip with like really dark mascara. But maybe a more toned down eye, like eyeshadow look. Yeah, but it just sort of depends on like the look you're going for. Like if you're looking for something like really polished, then you kind of want to think in terms of like I like to think of it in terms of threes. So like my if I have a bold pink matte modern looking lip, then I have like maybe skin tint. I keep the skin very like no bullshit kind of situation. You know, very natural, maybe like a little bit more satin or just like a little bit of cream highlighter, like keeping it very like not super sculpted, not Kardashian, okay? But then maybe to add a little, and then like in that term, in those terms, maybe you do a naked eye, or maybe you do a smoky eye, but like you minimize it a little bit, or you keep it just like a little bit more like close to the tones of your face. I personally really love the concept of like a really spiky black lash because I feel like for me, like the thing that I'm trying to go for is like an element of edge where like the skin is like what we have going on right now, like dewy skin tint, you know, like not heavy coverage. And then you have this like matte modern lip, pink lip or something, or maybe it's red. And then like the edge can come from like a super black kind of like spiky lash, you know? And in that case, like what I'm picturing is natural lashes that have been curled and kind of like spiked up, not a false lash. Although you could do that and use like a spiky fake lash, but like not overdo it or something. Do you know what I mean? Do you know what I mean? Buddy, what do you want from me? She's looking at me like, get out of my seat. But like, I'm in the middle of something. You're so sweet. I have to pee. Yeah, I gotta pee. While I'm gone, Ziva might jump into my seat, and in that case, I'll let you guys talk to her. Maybe I'll tilt you down to the chair, and we'll see if she jumps up here. I'll be right back. This is my chair. Okay, we'll see if she jumps. She jumps up here. I'll be right back. You didn't want to say hi to me? What are you doing? You're such a little troublemaker. Okay, so Ziva didn't want to say hi. She just like came running up to me and was like, brr, brr. Oh, sorry. What? Okay, come here. Well, what are you staring at me for? She's just staring at me. I don't know why. Come on. Just say hi for 1 second. This is Ziva. I know it's bright. Wee. such a little buddy. Do you want to go? Are you angry? She's angry. She's always angry. She hates being picked up. I don't know. I think she wants to play. Probably wants to play. She just ate, so she can't be hungry. What are you doing? You're so cute. Thank you, Space Whiz. I've gotten that a few times. She's such a sweetie, but she's also kind of a little bitch. You know what I mean? She loves my boyfriend more than anything. It's so annoying. He can she doesn't really like being pet that much. Like she will if she's like in the mood, you know? But he'll just go up and like rough her up and she'll like complain about it. She'll be like, eh. And then like as soon as he stops, she just like prances after him and like rubs up against his legs. And I'm like, oh, bitch, like why do you like him so much? She doesn't do that to me, which is so mean. What are we doing? Oh yeah, I was gonna spot conceal. I remember now. Damn, why did I just like wipe all of that off my hands? That was stupid. I'm getting, I don't know if you guys can see, lots of creasing under here. I am moving around and stuff, but that is a lot of creasing. So we'll see how that shit goes when I set it. It's a phenomenon with cats. What, that they like men better? Wait, oh, hates being picked up. My other cat. That past loved my husband. She turned him, yeah. Yeah, I feel like I have to credit my boyfriend in actually like making my cat more of a cat because she like learned more. She like fell in love with him and then she learned to like trust us more like when we touch her. Because she really just didn't like it for such a long time. But she's also like such a misogynist. Like she just doesn't like women. Like she just likes men. So what are you doing? You're coming back? Okay, come on. Jump up. Jump up. It used to be when I would film and also when I would live stream, she would try to sit behind me in the chair on my pillow. Come on. Like what? What do you want me to do? Cats are so silly. I'm using the darker, warmer shade to do some spot concealing on the outer perimeter of the face. Although I just realized I didn't bronze, so that might look a little strange. I was gonna go in after I like gently set my face with a little bit of a powder bronzer because I liked that one. Was it Wet n Wild? No, Milani. The Milani one that I tried, I really liked. This does seem like a nice, like, hydrating concealer, I have to say. Yeah, that is very nice for those, like, really dry areas that you need to spot conceal. In terms of coverage, I don't think I would say that it's, like, a full coverage concealer. I just think on the spectrum of, like, concealers and coverage, it's not quite there in my eyes. But I would say, like, medium buildable. Like, there's versatility here for sure. You know? Definitely really good for those, like, those dry spots. Are you looking for food? Hold on a second. Did you want the rest of your food? Yeah, it's not bad. Although the creasing underneath my eyes is wild. Do you see that? Like, Oh! Apply and tap method is scratching an itch in my head. That's funny. I feel like a lot of skin tints are too dewy for my oily skin too, but the Lisa Eldridge one is so good. All right, I'm gonna blend this out and then I'm gonna set it. I'm gonna use a puff because I started doing that again recently. So this one, whatever puff. What time is it in California? 1:35. Well, yeah. You're gonna drop it if you keep doing that. Hi, Germany. I'm gonna use my Huda powder. So I think I'm gonna use the puff just underneath my eyes because this is how I would set my eyes. So I wanna, like, you know, all else the same. I want it to, I want things to be the same so that I have like a control basically. Okay. Let's see how this goes. Oh my god, Candied Salt. Bestie. See how it highlights her name? That's what it'll do if you remember when you comment. It'll like show, it'll be highlighted so it's easier for me to see. Thanks, Candied Salt. Appreciate you. Looks nice set. Candied Salt, I want to just like call you Candy until I can give you a nickname. What's my favorite way to apply the Lisa Eldridge skin tint? I like a brush, to be honest with you. I like to use the Nikki LaRose like foundation brush that she came out with for that mostly, but I actually like this Bare Minerals brush. This is nice. It's the smoothing face brush. Seems good for a skin tint, so I might try that with Lisa Eldridge. But I do, yeah, I definitely prefer a brush. When it comes to a skin tint, they're usually just like a little more like watery, and a damp sponge will just soak up so much of it that you end up like wasting product. That being said, what you can do if you want to use a sponge, like if you really prefer it, you can just like really wring it out and then you can like put it, like right now I have this just in case. It's like mostly dry. It's like barely damp, like not even really damp. It's just like you can tell that it was wet at some point. This would probably be better. So you can use a sponge. Like don't feel like you have to use a brush if you really don't like it, you know? Okay, so that's set all right. I'm gonna set the rest of the face just gently with a brush because I don't want to like, I want to, you know, take down the shine, but I don't want to like completely mattify things. Ziva Terry says hi. She's taking a bath over in my desk chair right now. What am I gonna use to set my face? I'll use this. I want to use this really beautiful, really fancy, really expensive Refer brush. I don't even know what it's called. It's just got the like blossoms on it. I use the Bare Minerals new skin tint stick. It's the complexion, it's the fucking, what is it called? Complexion Rescue, but in stick form. And I mixed the two lightest shades. You know what's so sad? About cherry blossoms. When I was in Japan, we had like just missed cherry blossom season. We just missed it. I was so sad. It was beautiful anyway, but you know. Actually, in my neighborhood, there's a house like around the corner that has the most beautiful cherry blossom. Oh my God, like tree, and it is blooming, or it just bloomed because it's LA and seasons don't matter here. It's so pretty. Oh God, I love it. I've been really obsessed with like all the foliage around here. Okay, I think that's pretty good. So I mostly just like placed it in the center of my face. My forehead's still looking a little bit shiny. And then just kind of like dusted it everywhere else just to make sure that it's set. I don't have a ton of, you can kind of see, you can kind of see where like I placed more concealer like in the center of my face, and the skin tint is providing like way less coverage than the concealer. So you can see that like a little bit more redness on like the outer part of my face, but I don't really mind that as much. Yeah. Do I still work as a makeup artist, or is YouTube my only focus at the moment? So social media has been my only focus for many, many years, and I never really worked too much as a makeup artist, to be honest with you. I'm a self-taught makeup artist, and I went to school for art. So it's more so like a combination of like a background in art and playing with makeup and like trying different things. So like I can give suggestions, but like especially if you're looking for someone who has like a ton of experience with like different skin tones or like whatever, then I'm not necessarily like your best pick if you're looking for advice. And I'll often like give you different people to try out if that is the case. I've done makeup on people. Like I've worked on different skin tones here and there, but it hasn't been like, I wasn't like a working makeup artist for many years, you know? How long does it usually take to do an everyday makeup without filming? The attention to detail is insane, and I'm wondering how much it takes. So I've said this before. This is different for me. I enjoy getting ready. This is a part of my job, my career, my life. I like to allot myself at least an hour to do my makeup. At least an hour. And a lot of that is because I'm playing around with different techniques, different products, but I also just enjoy it. So like when I was working a normal job and I was doing my makeup, I was giving myself like at least an hour and a half before I had to leave for work to do my makeup. And so that's me waking up really early to be able to play with something that I really enjoyed before I went to my job. You know what I mean? So I'm sorry. She is just digging through this bowl to try and find more food. I just think she's like really hungry right now. Or she's just bored. She might be trying to play. So yeah, that's yeah, I'll give myself like at least an hour. At least an hour. And I'm like, I can do it in 30 minutes. And if honestly, if I don't have, like, if I have like 20 minutes, I don't want to do it. Like, I don't really want to do it. You know what I mean? My ideal for like a special occasion, like a wedding or like an event or something, is like 3 hours. Like, that's my ideal. Okay, so far so good with the concealer. I'm gonna gonna bronze. I'm gonna do a little bit of bronzing, just like a teeny little bit, with that new Milani. I think it's new. I don't actually know. The Milani Baked, maybe it's not. Milani Baked bronzer in the shade Amalfi Glow. I like this one. I think it's pretty. And then I have like a couple other little things that I want to just like play with, you know? And I'm starting to, I don't know if you can tell, I'm starting to lose my energy. So, hi, London. Oh, Saz94. That's so sweet. I'm happy to hear that. Embrace the dark circles. Embrace them. Okay. So I'm just going to do a little bit. With this Milani Amalfi Coast. Kylie's makeup artist. 1 hour on her brows. I mean, that's that's just like, I support like taking your time, but an hour on just the brows that just seems inefficient, to be honest with you. Like, I think I use a ton of products and I do a lot. Ooh. That was a lot. I do a lot with my brows, but an hour? Like, I think I would have to like work very, very hard for it to take an hour. Do you and your boyfriend do anything for Valentine's Day? That's a good fucking question. I don't know. We haven't talked about it. Our anniversary is like the week after Thanksgiving. The week after Valentine's Day, so it's usually like kind of a combined thing. And I think I've said this before, so it doesn't really matter, but he works for the NFL, and so he's gonna be at the Super Bowl, which is like the week before Valentine's Day, so it's just like a busy time of the year. So we don't have any plans right now. Probably just like go to dinner, you know? Or maybe we usually like do like a big dinner for our anniversary, so it'll be like a Valentine's Day anniversary like combo, you know? So I don't know. I'll let you know if we come up with anything. Do you ever plan on doing foundation color matching events? That is such an interesting idea. I like that. I've never considered that, but that sounds really cool. Has anyone ever done that? That seems so interesting. The superb owl. Yeah. No, I'm not going this year. He's taking he usually gets 2 tickets for free. And so I've gone to 2 with him. I went to the one in LA and I went to the one in Miami with him, but he's taking 2 of his friends. Which is fine with me. Although I think the Super Bowl is going to be in LA again next year, and I'm like campaigning that he has to take me to that one. He's like trying to take he's taken his dad, he's taken like multiple friends. Thank you so much, Angie. Angie Raquel, 86. Love you. Yeah, he's trying to take like all of his friends. And I'm like, yeah, but me though. Me next time. But it really just depends on if he's actually like working during the event. Because the first time when we went in Miami, he didn't have to work. Like, he worked leading up to it, but then for the Super Bowl, we got to just enjoy it, which was really nice. And then the second time I went, he was working during it. So he gave his ticket to our friend. And so me and our friend went. And then what was nice was that like he wasn't really doing that much. So he just basically like met up with us, and he didn't have anywhere to sit, so we just kind of like walked around the stadium and like went down to like the more communal areas areas that were that was really fun. So yeah, anyway. I don't even know who's in the Super Bowl. Do they know yet? I remember asking him. I think he asked me recently. I want to watch it at least. I don't know. Maybe I'll like invite my brother over or something, or maybe I'll go to one of our friends to watch it since he's not going to be here for that. The concealer seems to be holding up pretty well so far with this powder, which is nice. But I have to say, like, it's very difficult for a concealer to crease when I set it this nicely. Let's just do some other shit. I'm getting really tired. I'm getting so tired. I hate when I don't know if this happens to you guys, but recently, in the last like few weeks, I wake up at like 3 a.m. and I'm wide awake for like at least an hour. And I'm usually like restless before I'm like fully up. And then I'm restless before I can like fall asleep again. So, and I've just like, it usually happens, for me, it happens around like tax season because I just feel like I'm not doing, there's like something I'm missing, you know? I'm always like, I'm not doing something. Like there's something important that I've missed. Even if there isn't. So I'm like, I just wake up in the middle of the night, like thinking about things. Yeah, I actually don't even, I know Bad Bunny is doing the halftime show, but then I've also seen, like, who else is going to be there? Is it like confirmed that he's bringing other people? I thought that would be a fun Super Bowl halftime show. And that's what I said to my boyfriend when I was like, I feel like you should be taking me instead. And he was like, well, too bad. And I was like, I break up with you for the evening. Oh yeah, Green Day. Green Day. Yeah, I guess Green Day is like not really my vibe, but like in terms of music, but I did see them. I went to see them in concert with a friend who was like a really big fan at the time, when I was like in high school, maybe like early high school, and they were really good. Like they put on a great show. What do I listen to usually? I'm like more of like a hip hop R&B kind of dude. Huge Beyonce fan, but like I like pop. Like I fuck around with, like I love Lady Gaga, and you know, I'll listen to some of like the pop girls sometimes. I like a lot of different genres of music. I don't know. I'm not a country fan. Although, you know, Beyonce's country album was fabulous and so was the concert. But yeah, I'm definitely like a hip hop R&B kind of person. Yeah. Not a metal or rock fan. Not really. Like I fuck with rock, like some rock music, I guess, but like not, I wouldn't say it's like my genre. You know what I mean? Like I would probably take pop over rock, to be honest with you. In terms of just like music that I want to listen to, that I enjoy listening to. I'm gonna just do like, I'm gonna set my brows real quick. Was there someone in here who was asking about brows? Like a brow pen or something? Like, would you have questions? Did you want to see something specific? Because if so, we can go over that before I move on. I don't have like a ton of other stuff. There are these lashes that I'm just like very intrigued by. These Lily lashes. It says no glue needed, body heat activated. And I'm like, what? Self-adhesive lashes. And they look so pretty. So I'm very intrigued by these. So I want to at least try them. Hello, Alexandra. Nice to meet you. The older I get, the broader my playlist gets. Yeah, dude, right? I just like, yeah, I enjoy listening to a lot of different music. And I try to not be one of those like people who's getting older and is like all the new music sucks. You know what I mean? So I try to listen to new music, but I'm definitely not good at keeping up with like whatever's trending. Like I'm horrible at keeping up with trends. I really am. I'm bad. I'm bad at it. I'm really bad at it. So I'm gonna set my brows with some soap. I'm just gonna go back to the huge. What do you think about MAC eyelashes? I feel like I haven't used a MAC lash in like 35 years. Like, when was the last time you used a MAC lash? It's been at least 4 years. At least. Yeah, it's been such a long time. I don't even know, like, what are they like now? What are they like? I haven't a clue. Pear soap is great, right? It really is. It's so good. Even like, and I hate to say this, Katie Jane Hughes came out with a brow gel, and I was so excited because she asked me, she was like, do you have very stubborn brow hairs? And I was like, yes. And she was like, I think you're gonna like this brow gel. And I'll be honest, it doesn't do it. It doesn't do it for me. It just doesn't. Like my problem is that these hairs grow down so much, and then these hairs grow out like that. And then these are a little bit more like evenly spread, like they kind of like fan, you know? So getting these to stay in like a direction that's similar to these is so hard. Soap is the only thing that does it. Only thing. And I don't need a lot, which I really appreciate. And because this one's clear with like, it's like clear, but like, or transparent with a yellow tint, it doesn't leave that like white look in your hair, you know? And I personally don't find it particularly drying, so. I have not tried brow lamination. I have not tried it. I haven't tried brow lamination, no. Honestly, like those kinds of things like lash lifts and brow lamination, they make me uneasy, and I don't really know why. I just feel like, to me, it feels like a perm for your hair, or like the Brazilian, like, what's the shit that they, like the keratin treatments or whatever, that I honestly don't fucking know anything about. Because that like doesn't compute with my hair type. But it just feels like they would be damaging over time, you know? You want to know how to wash brushes? I just use Dawn dish soap for the most part. That's basically it. How do I feel about witch hazel? I feel like witch hazel is a scam sometimes. Like straight witch hazel, you know? Like, I think it can be very, very drying. I think there are people who can tolerate it, but like just straight up witch hazel can be really, really drying, I think. So like if it's an ingredient in skincare, it can be good. But I think just using straight up witch hazel is like, I don't know, at least in my like experience, it's been really drying. A new brush washing bar. Like a soap bar for washing your brushes? You know, honestly, I haven't tried that one, so I can't comment on that, but I have used brush washing like bars before, and I find that they leave sort of like a film, kind of the same way like a bar of soap would if you use it to wash like in the shower, you know what I mean? So I have new lip stains from Summer Fridays. So while my brows are setting, I want to play with those. They look really, really nice. Interesting colors. So the color that I'm most interested in is this one, which is almond. The BK one doesn't leave a residue. Okay, maybe I'll check it out. I'll have to check it out. Look at this. Ooh, isn't that pretty? It kind of gives me NYX Nude Beige lip liner vibes, you know? So they're like, where are the Huda ones? Huda ones are like this, where it's like a little bit like pointed at the top, kind of. And then the Summer Fridays ones are a little bit more like your typical felt. It's a little smaller though. You see? A lot of them have this weird like fuzzy thing that like is popping off of them that looks like they've been damaged. All the ones that I received with the exception of one. So that's kind of annoying. But this side seems fine so far. I don't know, it's hard to tell if that's intentional or not because some of them have it, like most of them have it, and then the other ones don't. I just want to swatch Huda Beauty Soft Nude next to that so you can see. Yeah, Soft Nude is much more red. See the difference in color there? So that's the Summer Fridays one. So I'm very intrigued by this color. No lip mask or balm beforehand while setting your face, and why not? Because I didn't think about it. I didn't think about it. So I'm just gonna go in with this. I'm gonna use it as a liner, and let's just see like how it goes. Feels really scratchy. I wonder, am I supposed to use this side? It does feel softer. It just looks like it's not meant to be like that. Ooh, guys, look at that color. Ooh. Oh my god. I thought it was going to be too warm. Wow, I'm obsessed. I'm obsessed. It's the shade Almond from Summer Fridays. That is, wow. I really, oh my god. And it's not too pigmented either. This is like a perfect lip color match. Damn. I'm just a little confused about the applicator, but the color is amazing. Wow, I'm obsessed with this. It's like these shades of lip stains are usually like too orange. I'm obsessed. That is so beautiful. Goddamn. They really did it. I hope it lasts. I hope it lasts. And I didn't even, because it's so close to my lip color that I didn't even like feel like I needed to blend it out, you know? Is this meant, I think it's meant to be a lip liner. This is just called the Flushed Lip Stain. So I'm guessing you can put it everywhere, but I just feel like that is like gorgeous, just as like a lip. Like this is like what I want my lip, what I want my lip liner to look like. That is so pretty. All right, I am going, my lips are dry, so I'm gonna hydrate with just like a little bit of lanolin. How would it look on eyes? You're not supposed to use lip stains on eyes, if that's what you're asking. The lip stain? Let me see. I don't think so. No. No scent. Not at all. Yeah, my lips are really dry. Okay. Much better. One thing I do want to say, just really quickly, because I'm seeing all these people be like, okay, add to cart, is if you are ever speaking to a brand, if you ever comment on a brand's whatever, if there's ever an option when you do purchase something to leave a note, always let them know where you found out about it. Because essentially, like I get comments from people a lot who are like, will be angry if something's sponsored, or they'll be like, oh, I'm so glad you're not doing sponsorships and that kind of thing. And something that you just need to keep in mind is that like when I'm doing these videos, Like especially this live stream, like it's not like I have like a list of the products. So like if you that you can like click and then buy and then I make a commission. You know what I mean? But I'm essentially advertising. You know what I mean? Like I'm influencing people to buy stuff. So I'm just saying it does help me if and I'm not saying that you have to do this, but I'm saying that like if you are ever interacting with the brand and or if they have like a little like one of those things where it's like, where did you hear about us or where did you hear about whatever, let them know because it is like it's very helpful to me. You know what I mean? That way brands know that like people give a fuck what I have to say or that like I did them something good. You know what I mean? Milani lip stands. I'm so glad you like them. They are really hydrating. They're so good. Oh, sorry. That was an ugly look. Water mixing with my lanolin. Hello. Yes, thank you, Caitlin. That's a very good way of describing it, citing your sources on an essay. Cite your source. All right. So, I don't think that anyone spoke up about brows. The brow pen, I am going to use a brow pen to finish off my brows. The one that I have really been liking is the one from Anastasia Beverly Hills, and this is in the shade dark brown. It's just dark brown. But what I like about it is how tiny it's. Oh, I always open the spoolie side. Teeny tiny. It's very detailed. And the color is pretty good. Like it's not ridiculously cool toned or warm toned. It's really, really good for like drawing individual hairs. Like when this tail is a little shorter than my other one. And I actually like extending my tail a little bit. So I really like to have that control. You know? And it's very tapered, like it's so tapered on the end. But it's a little more, it's not super like it's not too bendy, it's a little more stiff. So you can hold it, you can like really hold it like almost straight at your skin and create the tiniest little strokes. Like a brow pen is just like an absolute game changer. You know, doesn't that look nice? Thank you. What's your take on blocked brows? Blocked or bleached brows with a smoky eye nude lip. I think it's hot as fuck. Depends on who's wearing it though. But like if you're wearing it, I think it's dope. I really don't suggest it to anyone, but with a lighter and some hair dye, you can permanently darken and shape your brows. Are you trying to sabotage everybody right now? That's a crazy thing to say. I'm from New Hampshire originally. Just laughing at comments about Jill. Only decent cool toned brow pencil I've found is a Laura Geller in taupe. Ooh, I haven't tried that one. The ones that I like the best are from the most random brand that I hear no one ever talk about. Model Rock Cosmetics, and they're Australian. But they're like blonde is like a good, it's not like orange like most blonde pencils are. And also I think it's taupe. I can't remember if it's like brown or taupe. That was a really good one. But what did you say? Laura Geller. Yeah, I haven't tried Laura Geller. I should probably pick that up though. Bye. Because I like it. What am I doing? Should I put some blush on? Oh, Ziva, are you okay? I don't know how much I'm going to do to my eyes. I might just throw down like one sparkly shadow from Odin's Eye and then put mascara on just so it doesn't look horrible when I try these Lily lashes. Under eye creams for dark circles. I think honestly, it depends on the types of dark circles that you have, and you should be watching like a dermatologist talk about it, because like I don't fucking know. I've tried, I like have gone through all the delusions that like an eye cream is going to like help my under eye circles. Honestly, the thing that has helped it the most is what I'm eating. It has the biggest effect on it. Am I eating enough like fruits and veggies? Like, am I getting my my vitamins? Am I like minimizing the amounts of processed foods that I'm eating? You know? Sana brow pens. Ooh, I haven't heard of those. Kiehl's avocado eye cream. I used that for a while. It is very, very moisturizing. So if you're looking for something that's really, really gonna lock in moisture, it is a good one. Like if you have really dry skin and you're looking for something that's gonna like hydrate the under eyes before doing your makeup, then it is a good option. But you wanna make sure that you are allowing it to absorb. Like you don't wanna just like put it down and then immediately do your makeup, because it'll just like mix with your concealer and get creasy. But the Kiehl's avocado eye cream, I did use that for a time, and it is really good. It is very moisturizing. Don't worry. I don't even really want to put blush on. What do I have here? I'm honestly, like, once I put that lip stain on, I'm like, ooh, I'm done. Like, I don't need anything else. It's so pretty. You want eye makeup? All right, fine, I'll do it. You want to see more from Odin's Eye? What color do you like? From this palette, what color do you like? And we'll just put it all over the eyes. And then we'll do mascara, and then we'll try the self-adhesive lashes, which I'm like so interested in. Freckles would be cute with the blonde, but I set my face already. So they'll just look crazy if I go in with like the freckle thing now. Gray sparkle, purple blue, middle purplish. Is this the gray sparkle that people were talking about? Purple. I'm just gonna point to this and see what you say. Blue, gold, and pink. Red on the end under the blue. This one. Pink next to purple, center row purple. This one. Blue. You look like you own a rabbit. I call my cat Bunny. I don't own a rabbit. I really like the middle taupe. This one. Orange, red. I feel like we got a lot for this one right here. Blue with spiky lashes. A pink something red. The one you pointed to is my favorite. All right, I'm gonna do this one then, because I feel like we got a lot of like people saying purple, people saying like the middle row purple. So we're gonna do that one. Let me tell you what it's called. I gotta pry it out of here. But yeah, the taupe next to it, whoever said that, it's really gorgeous. That's like an OG, like Alex favorite of it. Okay, of it? What? Shade. Favorite shade. So this is Odin's Eye Wonderful. Ooh. It has some pink. It has some pale periwinkle blue. Very pretty. Right? Yeah, I like that. That is quite nice. Okay. So I'm just gonna go in with my ring finger. These are so creamy. This is gonna be really nice. It's really gonna look good on my eye color, I gotta say. And I no eye primer. Not worried about that today, okay? No eye primer. Just gonna throw it down on the lid and then blend it with my finger. Out and up. Out and up. Ooh. What? Look at that. Stunning. Ooh. Very lightweight feeling as well. Like creamy in the pan, but not heavy on the eye, which I really appreciate. And very, very good for the fact that I do tend to get creasing in like the very inner corner of my eye. And like a fucking rebel, I decided not to put any eye primer on. Yeah, isn't that so pretty? The like base tone of it absolutely does match my lip color, right? So pretty. Very nice. Isn't it gorgeous? What's it called again? Wonderful. Would you wear this type of shade to an office? It depends. My only experience with working in offices was, number one, I was a graphic designer and I wore the craziest makeup to that job. And I was not concerned about whether or not it was work appropriate. Like I just was not. And no one ever said anything. I always got like very good just compliments on my makeup. And then my second office job, I worked at a cosmetic manufacturer. So it was kind of like expected that you wear crazy makeup. So like, I don't know, is this shimmer office appropriate? Maybe not. You know, I feel like maybe like it depends on the work environment though. You know, like yeah, it depends on the work environment. It does. Like are you meeting with clients? Are you a lawyer? But I do feel strongly about like expressing yourself no matter what. Like I do think it's like so stupid to like put this like idea that like we can't play around with our appearance, you know? But like if you are a lawyer and you're supposed to like look a certain way or present a certain way to like your clients or like I don't know. It really depends. It just depends. It depends on the marketeer. Like in advertising. See, I feel like that's good because like aren't advertisers like isn't your like main like thing supposed to be like to schmooze with people? So I feel like having a little bit of like personality only sort of brings that out. But I guess it depends on who you're schmoozing. You know what I mean? I'm gonna take like a little synthetic brush. This is BK Beauty 210, and I'm gonna swirl it in this and then throw it down on my lower lash line. I think that should be pretty good. I'm just gonna buff it all on the lower lash line. This is like my favorite like just go-to look is just like one shadow, one color all over top and bottom. Yeah, see, this person says I worked as an advertiser and wore blue and green eyeshadow or blue and green on my eyes daily, then went to college. Yeah, I like that. I feel like it really just depends. It depends on like the environment. It depends on like the relationships that you have with your coworkers, with your boss, the type of job that you have, like your personal vibe. You know, like I feel like I was able to get away with what I wore makeup wise in my first job because I mean it was my first job, but my first like real job, I guess, outside of college because like of who I was, you know. Oh, Siva. But are you okay? Okay. I don't know about that comment. I don't know. That's so pretty. I like how it like brightened. It really brightened my eyes, you know? Yeah, I'm a big fan of these Odin's Eye shadows. I feel like Odin's Eye and Danessa Myricks right now. Odin's Eye, if I had to like pick my like top eyeshadow products right now, it would be Lisa Eldridge, Hung Van Gogh, Odin's Eye, Danessa Myricks. Those would that would be the ones. Those would be the ones. Yeah. Love. All right, let's pop in some mascara, and then I'm so, oh, actually I'm gonna use a new mascara too. This is also from Bare Minerals. I'm just like fucking intrigued by this wand. It's like crazy looking to me. I did buy a new lash curler. I got the Shiseido one, and I'll be honest, I was searching for the Shu Uemura one, but I was placing a Sephora order, and they don't have Shu Uemura. They had Shiseido, and I was like, fuck it, I'll try it. And you know what? It's very similar to my Refer, the original Refer lash curler, where it's like quite, I don't know if you can tell, but it's like quite, it's like a lot flatter than a lot of lash curlers, so it's just a lot easier to get in here. Bye, Candied Salt. Love you. Bye, Candy. So yeah, it's very, but I was just feeling like my Refer one I've had for so long, and I just was like, maybe I'll just like try a different one. So I picked this up, and it is quite nice. And I do feel like most of the time it has, like once you find a lash curler that has like the perfect shape for you, for your eyes, it's more so about making sure that you're replacing the pad, you know? Because this, I will say this pad has like a really good resistance. So it doesn't feel like I'm like cutting my lashes in half. Excuse me. Your eye doesn't fit in Shiseido. Oh no. That's disappointing. All right, I'm gonna try this mascara. This is very interesting. So this is the Bare Minerals Strength and Length Serum Infused Mascara. Look at this wand. So they gave me a little like goodie bag when I left the event for the skin tint. Look at this wand. What? Looks like a spaceship. It's crazy looking. So yeah, I don't even really know how to use it, but I'm gonna try it. I want to try this side first. This is like a flat side. It's very interesting. And then you can like turn, like, I don't know. I just don't even know. The first time I looked at it, I was like, oh my God, I'm gonna like stab myself. And I want to see if it has like, before we pop on the falsies, I want to see if it has any lift to it. But it's serum infused, which I like because like I have mentioned, my lashes just feel like they've lost some volume. I don't know if it's a tubing mascara. It doesn't say here. It just says serum infused. I don't know. I would love to consult for brands for olive shades. That would be such a good job, to be honest, to just go around and like find olive people and be like, come with me. Come with me. We make a shade based on you, based on your skin tone. Yeah, I've been thinking, I think it would be fun to do like an in-person makeup class. Like people have like the master classes that's a little bit more interactive. Like instead of, I mean, I think it would be good to have like maybe like a set look that we're like planning on, or like we're doing complexion today, but just like taking questions from the audience and then like addressing that in the moment, you know? I think that would be cool. I just always am like, would anyone even go to that? Like, would anybody come? Like, I know that I live in LA and that like the majority of my audience lives in LA, but I just feel like no one would come. Yeah, this is very strange. This wand, I like don't, should I be, ooh, okay, interesting. Oh, the flat side with the spikes. Okay. And am I to use this on my lower lash line? Interesting. It feels nice, but like my lashes are definitely straightening out a little bit. I don't know. Maybe we should try like a second coat once that sets a little bit. I am in SoCal. Personally, I think like an in-person one would be best. Like if I was gonna do, I have thought about doing this, doing like a series where I like film specific looks on different like skin tones and face shapes and then have that as like a masterclass. It would just take some planning because I can't do that here. Like this is not a studio for like many people. You know what I mean? I threw out the mascara. It wasn't that good. This one? Oh, fuck, dude. Manic Pixie Dream Girl Realness. Would you ever offer a makeup class on Zoom? I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. These are things that have like popped into my, I'm gonna do another coat. These are things that have popped into my head before. I just don't really know. It doesn't feel that bad. It just definitely like, I don't know. It's such a strange wand. I'm like so confused about like how to use it properly. That doesn't look too bad to me. I don't know. Your lashes would fall. Fuck. I mean, this one seems to be falling a lot more than these, but that tends to happen. I like the, I've been wanting a, like a, oh God. I've been wanting a serum mascara, but like for my lashes, you know, it's like, they're not gonna, they never hold a curl because there's just too much moisture. I'm getting so reckless with this application. Like, okay. Look, oh no, what's happened? Over here, it's just kind of like gotten really clumpy. I don't think it's the end of the world. It's just like not the vibe that I want. You know what I mean? When it comes to a mascara. Yeah. This one especially, like, look at how like low it is. Fuck. I love an artistry makeup vid like Zara Larson makeup because that's what this is. So I actually filmed a Zara Larson makeup tutorial and I love the way it turned out. I have a new video going up, I think tomorrow or Saturday. And then I think it'll be the one after that. And I had a lot of fun filming it. I'm gonna try this on my lower lash line. I don't know. It looks like a little like caterpillar. Yeah, the shape of this wand, I think like I was intrigued by because it's so different than anything that I've seen. But I think there's a reason that like most mascara wands are shaped a certain way, you know? I've never tried a heated lash curler simply because I've tried like reading reviews of them and there's so many that like people are like it just didn't do anything, like it barely heated up or whatever, and I was just like, okay, then it's like why is it like why would I even try it? Like I'm not gonna waste the money. But like the concept of it feels good, feels right. It feels right to me. Oh, thank you. Brooklyn, Nueva, New York? You know what's crazy? I go to New York relatively often, like a good amount. I've never been to Brooklyn. Isn't that insane? Never in my life. At least as far as I remember. I actually kind of like it for the lower lash line. It's not bad. If you use like the edge of it, it doesn't feel like it's a tubing mascara, but I can't really tell. It's like actually not bad for the lower lash line, but for the top, I mean, my lashes have definitely fallen, which is fine because I'm going to use falsies anyway, but. Do you still use Misha BB cream? Yes, I have. Recently. I don't know what color I am. I don't remember. Future hair plans. More blonde. Getting to the like very, very platinum. And then in terms of the cut, I think I'm gonna end up going back to like what it was, where I had it like kind of like really like fade here and like in the back. Cause like when this grows out, I really hate the way that looks. Like that just really bothers me so much. And probably like relatively short. I don't really know. I don't know. I need like texture and stuff. I like wearing my hair like pretty short because I like the shape that it makes gives my face. I don't know. You wasted time trying to make a heated lash curler? That's interesting. I'm just gonna wait for this mascara to dry before I go in with the self-adhesive lashes because I want to be able to reuse them. I guess I could trim them, but no, I need to measure them first. So I just want to wait for them to dry. This to dry. I guess I can put a little bit of blush on, and if anyone wants to see a highlighter, what would be a good blush right now? We have purple on the eyes. I have this one that I actually used when I was doing the Zara Larsson look. This is from Dear.A. This is the fluffy brush in 05 Coming Up Roses, Korean brand. I think I used 2 or 3 blushes in that video, but this looks like a really pretty tone. I like it because it's really pale. So you can kind of like build it up to create like a flush on the cheeks. How often do I get my hair cut? I like to get it cut as often as I get it colored. So like every 6 weeks or so. Sometimes I'll let it go a little longer. Like sometimes I'll skip. It's been like such a weird schedule ever since like I grew my hair and then I cut my hair and then I would grow it again and then I'd cut it again. So it's kind of off. But when I'm maintaining my pixie, it's usually like every 6 to 8 weeks kind of thing. That's pretty. Yeah, I think that's like soft enough. I just like don't want a lot of blush right now. Creepy rabbit guy. Okay, where's the creepy rabbit guy? Did Jill get the creepy rabbit guy already? I thought I blocked him. Thanks, Jill. Thank you, Terry. I like my hair in a pixie too. It's just like this pixie, this shape isn't exactly what I want right now. So I got to get back to where I was. We got a liquid blush over that powder blush. Do you want me to? Because I can if you want. I don't really want to though. I might just add like a little bit of a liquid highlighter or something. That long? How often do you get your hair cut? If I have like the right shape, like if this is nice and trim back here, like real short, then like I'll let it go 10 weeks. you know, as long as the shape is right, I don't really care about letting it go. Like the color is definitely way more important to me. When I first moved to LA and I didn't have like any money, I don't even remember I didn't get my hair cut for such a long time because I like, first of all, didn't have any money. And second, I had been getting my hair cut by the same person for so long. So I would just like, when we went back home for Christmas, I would get my hair cut. And then when I was I think it took like a good like couple of years before I actually went and like found someone to cut my hair, and I don't think they did a very good job. I don't remember. It was so funny. I'll never forget that. Actually, it was the first time my brother and I went together and made appointments, and I got my hair cut. He was getting his hair cut next to me, and the dude who was cutting his hair gave him the craziest bowl cut. And like the whole time I was looking at him in the mirror, like, you know? And I remember afterwards, he was like, "Is it really that bad?" And I was like, "It's so bad." It wasn't like, the haircut was bad, but the way the guy styled it, like he gave him like a blowout bowl cut. It was the craziest thing I've ever seen. Like it was so crazy. Oh my God. Do you ever feel very short hair makes it easier for you to do your makeup? Like to see more of your face? I don't know, maybe. I mean, in general, I think that like having a lot of hair is very distracting for like my face shape. So I think it kind of just depends. I mean, it's nice to have it like out of the way, I guess, but like it's not like long hair where you can just like put it up. You know what I mean? So if it is in the way, it's just in the way. Okay, what the fuck am I doing? All right, let's throw down these lashes. I'm very interested in I was gonna say interested and intrigued at the same time. So these are in the style, what's the style? Rule Breaker. And they look so beautiful. And so these are, apparently, they are no glue needed, body heat activated, self-adhesive lashes, which I'm just like so intrigued by. And they're faux mink, just so everybody knows, from Lily Lashes. The mullet is huge in Australia. Oh my God. I'm sorry to hear that. As far as I know, Elizabeth, they are new to the market. Yeah, I just am so confused by it. Like, how are they? I don't understand. How do they feel sticky? What the fuck? Oh my God. Oh, interesting. Okay. So so it has a sticky adhesive that just kind of gloms on. How am I going to cut these? Okay. How long do I want this? I feel like the band itself is relatively thick. Like it's pretty thick and shiny. It's just like, I don't know. And you're supposed to be able to reuse them. Like it has instructions for reusing them. I'm just gonna trim a teeny tiny bit off the very inner corner because it's kind of like poking out a little bit, which I don't know how like realistic this is with this like adhesive. There we go. And then I'm gonna trim like just a little section off the end. Ooh, that was kind of hard. Okay. I don't know. Can those be applied under your lashes or only from above? That's a good question. Yeah, I think, well, oh, under your lash? No. They're not an under lash because they have like a sticky adhesive on them. I don't know if you guys can see. See that? It's shiny. So it is sticky. If I touch it, it's sticky. But I think it's kind of more of like not a silicone. I don't really know how to describe it. But apparently it It's like once it hits the heat of your skin, it'll stick on. And then you're supposed to be able to like remove it and reuse them. And then it says, here's the care and rewear. Always store lashes in their original lash holders to preserve stickiness and shape. After 2 to 3 wears, wipe band with an oil-free makeup remover. So like micellar water or something maybe. Or water to clean. Warm with a hairdryer for 5 seconds and apply again. To extend the life of the lashes beyond 3 to 5 wears, use with brush-on lash adhesive. Use with brush-on lash adhesive. That feels like it betrays the point of this whole situation. Okay, I guess so. It just has like an adhesive on it, it's just sticky. I thought this was like gonna be some sort of like brand new like crazy invention, but it's really just like a pre-stick situation that can be reused. Like my CO face patches or whatever. I can't get this in my inner corner. Hold on. And yeah, that's a thick ass band, bro. It's a thick ass band, which I'm not a fan of. I don't like a thick band at all. It does seem like, in terms of removal, it'll be more gentle. It doesn't look bad. Like, they're pretty lashes, but that's a thick ass band. It does look like I put eyeliner on. There's like in the inner corner, it's like sticking to my bottom lashes. I know, I hate a thick band too. I don't like that. I don't like a thick band. They just makes it look so fake, you know? And like, I know that we were being nostalgic for 2016, but like, I'm not trying to bring that part of it back. And the trimming is a little bit difficult. I do kind of feel like this would be maybe a little bit more successful with half lashes. And they're not particularly long, but I feel like they could be a little bit shorter. Because the trimming isn't so easy. It's getting stuck to my fucking finger. You didn't think to trim lashes until my videos? Makes a huge difference, right? Yeah, I remember when I first started wearing lashes, I think that was like, it took me a little while to figure that part out. And then once you do it, you're just like, oh my God. My favorite individuals? I don't know if I have favorites. I kind of prefer clusters. Ardell has really good clusters. Kiss has good clusters. Velour has good clusters. I don't really use individuals as much. I think in terms of individuals, they usually they don't like, the shape of them isn't what I'm going for most of the time. Okay. This is interesting. Oh. Yeah, I don't know. Whatever. It's like, I was really intrigued. I thought that we were doing something like so new. Not that they look bad. I don't think that they look bad. I think they look pretty. But like, it's a thick band. Like when I can't see when I look down. Yeah, like I fucked up the application on this one. I wonder if I can take it off and put it back on. Like they might be easier to remove and redo. It's a little better. It does, and it does seem like you have, like the thick band is kind of like a necessity to be able to like have this, like the enough of like the stick. You know what I mean? The best glue. I like the Duo brush-on ones. Dark light, whatever. Those are my faves. So here you go. I don't know. You know what I mean? Rule breaker. I think the style is really pretty. And I think I would like them better if they didn't have such a thick band. So thank you. This is from Missouri. Oh no, I'm out of tea. There's a little left. All right, let's pop on a little bit of a highlighter and maybe a gloss. Maybe I'll put something sparkly on the lids and then we can just like, and then I can like go have some soup. I've only been eating soup recently. Yeah, I've been eating a lot of soup. What highlight do we want? Do you want a liquid highlight? I actually really like this one from CL. It's really nice. It's SPF 50, which I just kind of like appreciate in terms of like it's on that like high point of the face. Obviously, like makeup with SPF isn't going to replace your SPF, but it's just like a nice kind of bonus. Roasted veggie soup. Roasted veggie soup. Yeah, I think the inner corner looks too harsh too. I mean, it would be nice if it got... Do you mean like the length of the lashes or like the band? Because the length of the lashes are shorter in the inner corner. Cream highlight. All right, fuck it, let's just do it. So CL, this is the Glow and Protect SPF 50 Broad Spectrum SPF 50 Sunscreen, blah. It's a highlighter, it's a liquid illuminator basically. So the way I like to use this, I'll put it on the back of my hand. Like that. Look how intense that looks. And then I like to apply it with my blush brush. So I'll just like pick up a little bit. You use your finger, but like when I use my finger, I feel like it removes product from my face. This is quite light. But I like it. You know, it's not like not too much. I do think it works better on like a more hydrated complexion. Purple highlight is so fun. And Katie Jane Hughes came out with a like a purpley highlight. Oh fuck, I should have used that. Actually, we still have time. Let me just I mean this is fine, but I feel like I could apply the Katie Jane Hughes since I didn't apply like so much blush. But like isn't that pretty? It is really pretty. I like it. I think it's nice. I don't really do Cupid's bow highlighter. I think mostly because I like overline my lips. I'll show you guys the purple. Is it in here? So it's like in the same pot that her other one is. This is light purple. It's called light purple. And this is what it looks like. Ooh, kind of perfect, right? Like with that eyeshadow. Zoeva. This is the original Refer brush. Well, not the original, but like the first run of my brush with the longer handle from Refer. But it's now the 38 brush, which has a shorter handle. But they're the same brush. Same thing, just shorter handle. Should be back in stock soon. Okay, so here, I'll give you a swatch of this on the back of my hand so you can see it, because it is really beautiful. Ooh, isn't that nice? so pretty. I feel like that would make a really beautiful lip product as well. So I'm just gonna dig my brush in there and then blend on the back of my hand. And then she does have her serum, which I might mix a little bit. Look at how pretty that looks. It's so nice. So it's like a really beautiful sheen, but if you need more moisture, she has a serum, which I think now comes in like a pump, but this was the older packaging. So I use like a very, very, very tiny amount if I need it. Ooh. So let's just go in with this. Like, let's just like really go in so we can see it since we're like basically at the end. Isn't that pretty? It layers really nicely over that other blush. Oh, that's so pretty. Okay, I'm very, very happy with that. This is my first time using it. And I've just been sitting on it for like such a minute. For like such a minute. Oh, it works so beautifully with that eyeshadow too. And the lip liner, to be honest with you. That's so pretty. I'm obsessed. So this, what did I say the shade is? Light purple, makes sense. I picked up too much of the serum on my brush. I don't know how I feel about blush on my nose anymore now that I'm not a redhead. Like, I feel like it worked better when I was a redhead. I can't decide. Isn't it so pretty? And yeah, so like if you use the serum, like if you mix it with the serum, then you can really like manipulate like how dewy it looks on your skin. But regardless, on its own, it has like a nice fine pearl. So it already has that like sheen to it. It's so pretty. I love it. Seeing tight lining in real time. I mean, I've got lashes on. Maybe next live stream where I'm doing my makeup, we could do tight lining so you can see me do it without like cuts and stuff. Yeah, the lashes, the head, it's too heavy. It's too heavy. You know, it's just too heavy. Let's put some sparkle on the lips. What do we want to use? I really love, where did I put it? Oh, it's right here. The Half Magic Crystal bombs are fun. And then I actually, in my Zara Larson video that I filmed recently, oh, it's so far away. I'm not gonna get that. It's too far away. I also have Fenty. Speaking of not really using Fenty, although the color, well, that could be pretty. Could be pretty. A little softer. Not that. Is there any other sparkle close by? I mostly just have these too. Nose blush. You know, that's like very, here, I'll swatch them for you. Oh, I love this so much. Look at it. Ah, it reminds me of when I was really young, I think from like Macy's, I got a little sample of a Dior lip gloss that was like the sparkliest thing in the entire world. Oh my god, and I had it for so many years. Like, that shit was so fucking expired. But I like used it until it was a very, like, the very last like squeeze. Oh my god. Fenty? Okay. All right. Let's just use Fenty. So this is in the shade Sweet Mouth. That's pretty. It's a little bit more fine, the pearl in it, but it definitely, like, you can see the sparkle. I mean, you let me know. What Fenty glosses are, for those of you who are sensitive to scents, this is scented. Very scented. The light purple highlight was from Katie Jane Hughes' brand, KJH. KJH dot brand. This lip stain seems to be like holding up onto the gloss. Look how pretty that is. Thank you so much, Green Love. Oh, you know what? Let's just put like a pop, just like a little like right in the center with of this, the crystal balm. Right in the center, just to add like extra sparkle. Ooh. Yeah. Gorge. Obsessed. Love. Fabulous. Perfection. A light to see the sparkle. It's like if I like just do this, you can see it. Can you see the difference? Maybe not. Maybe you can just see up my nose. The one I just put on is Half Magic Crystal Lip Balm in the shade Sugarhead. It's the lightest one. Basically just looks like this. Stop. Thanks, guys. Yeah, just like a vampire. I gotta pee again, and I'm hungry. No, I don't get lip filler. Yeah, I think there's nothing else to do, really. Let's like wrap up our thoughts. So the skin tint, I can see some like shine coming in the center of my face, which the fact that we've been sitting here for like not that long, like it's been on for like an hour, skin tint, maybe a little too much for oily people. I didn't even really start with like a super dewy base, so there's that as well. The tone isn't bad. I think overall it kind of came together. Mixing those two shades was fine. Like I definitely think that the lightest one is a little too light and like ever so slightly too neutral, like too much pink in it to like neutralize it against my green skin. But I think mixing them did relatively well. I'm not like unhappy with the skin tint. It just like, I don't know that I would be reaching for it when I have a slightly more satiny finish and a better shade match with the Lisa Eldridge skin tint. What the fuck else did we use? The concealer seems fine. I mean, I have creasing in my lines. Other than that, like in the area where it really matters, because I've got sparkles under there, it doesn't look too bad. Like, I think it's fine. I think in terms of the coverage, I would say it's much more of a medium coverage, medium to buildable coverage. Definitely like, you know, it did some work, but it's definitely not, I don't really understand calling it like a full coverage concealer, especially calling it full coverage and buildable. What else did we use that's new? The lashes don't really, I just don't like the way they look on my eyes. Like, unless I had like a heavy eyeliner on already, and that's just not really my vibe anymore. If you are someone who wears a winged liner every single day and you love this kind of like lash look, and I don't know, you know what, let's just like take them off and see how that goes. Okay, they're definitely way more gentle removing than like regular lash glue. So like if regular lash glue is like very harsh on you, then, you know, I think it's an interesting concept. Let's see if I can just like pop them back on and see how that goes. But it's just basically like, okay, like it's a pre-adhesive that already exists on the lash. And if you want to wear it for more than like a couple times, then use lash glue. You know what I mean? That's what they basically say. Does it stick? Yeah, I mean, it's still pretty sticky. I don't know. I think it's interesting. I think it's interesting. I just don't love how thick the lash band is. And in terms of like the look I'm going for, this isn't exactly it. Yeah. You know what I mean? Just putting this back. I don't know. I don't really know if I'm going to use these again. Thank you so much, Green Love. Look at me with one lash on. You're welcome. When was the last time I modeled for a brand? I only... Oh, no, that's not true. I've done it a couple times, I guess. I mean, I was in a L'Oreal commercial, but that wasn't really modeling. That was more like acting, I guess. The last time I modeled for a brand, a long time ago. I can't remember if CoSauce was the last time or if IGK was the last time. I think CoSauce was the last time. I did like I was hired as like a model for their concealer for the wrong shade. It was definitely not my shade. That was very funny because everybody would be commenting and like, are you in this CoSauce? Like, is this you in CoSauce? And they would be like, why did they match you with like a pink, like a cool pink, like a fair, cool pink concealer? And I was like, bro, I was hired as a model. Like I didn't have control over it. They shade matched me. And I think they already had someone for like, I think it was the number 2 color or something. They already had a model for that. So they were just like, and they had asked me to be a model. So I think they like had decided that they were going to use my face. And then they were just like, well, she's pale. Like, this will work. I think that's what happened. I don't really know. It was fun, though. Like, I had fun doing it. But yeah, anytime people would, like, comment about it, I'd have to be like, it's not the right shade. It's not the right shade. Yeah. But now I have the right shade. When they extended their shade range, then I got the right shade. All right. Match to the shade. I mean, they are. Like, I think models are meant to be matched to the right shades. But, like, I don't know, something that, like, I have seen this happen a lot when I, like, look at products on, like, the Sephora website where you see, like, the model's face before makeup, and then the color that they put on the model's face is, like, completely different. And the makeup artist is just being hired to, like, do the job, you know? So, like, it's down to the brand in the end. They're making the decisions, you know? So like if the owner is like, we go with this shade, like they're the ones who are calling the shots. They're making all the like final decisions. Yeah, I mean, it's not, I mean, these are my speculations, you know? So like, I don't know if that's necessarily it. Like we're in, like you also have to consider, like you don't really know this until you're actually in the situation. So when I was there, you're in this giant like warehouse type thing where there's a million different people like running around and they're like testing different shades on you and you're not in the perfect lighting and things are moving really quickly and people are coming up and asking like questions. So like, it's just not as simple as like, oh, these people don't give a fuck and like they're just like matching people to, excuse me, to whatever because they don't care. It's just not that simple. It really depends on the situation. So like, I don't know, once you're in it and you kind of see how like crazy shit gets, then you kind of have like a little bit more like understanding and sympathy for how difficult it is to like run that kind of thing, and how like if you don't have the most perfect team, things can kind of like fall through the cracks or whatever. And it's not the first time that I have been incorrectly shade matched. I have a strange skin tone. It is unique, and not a lot of people are aware of it, you know? So yeah, anyway, I don't know. I really like the Kosas concealer. I love the formula. And I'm not trying to talk shit, I guess. Yeah. Like when I did the L'Oreal commercial, there's so many moving pieces. Like there's the production company that's been hired, there's the people who are representing the brand, there's the actual like person who's like directing the shoot, there's the person operating the camera, there's people who are like standing over here weird, like I don't even know what they were doing, but they have an important job because anytime something stopped, like every time a take would stop, they would be doing something, you know? There's so many moving parts. And you just don't really like have a sense of that unless you see the behind the scenes. So there's just like there's a lot going on. I was in a L'Oreal commercial that I think it was just on social media. Like it ran on YouTube and Reddit and maybe other places. I'm pretty like I think one of my like a girl that I went to high school with was like, I saw your commercial on Reddit. And I was like, what? Too orange or too gray? That's really interesting. You should watch some of Kat, you know, if you know Khaki Beauty Reviews. Is that her channel? If you look up Khaki Beauty Reviews, she does really good videos about like understanding your skin tone. She does like a lot of really good like color theory videos. I love her. She's great. So you should check her out if you're having a really difficult, like if she makes a lot of videos about like how to determine your skin tone based on like how things look on you. Like if, yes, thank you, Jill. Khaki Reviews Beauty. She does really good videos to help you determine your skin tone. I'd suggest that. I actually met her for the first time when I went on that London trip with Lisa Eldridge. I have tried the Maxine's Revenge Concealer. Gabby gave me one. I love it. It's so nice. And now I don't know where the fuck I put it. I need to organize my makeup and find it. The lip liner is this new lip stain from Summer Fridays in the shade Almond. Gorgeous, right? Like I'm so obsessed with it. Like it just blends right in. I'm gonna be very interested to see. I like to judge a lip stain based on like, once I've washed my face, is there still a remnant of it? You know? Like I feel like that's the test. That's the test. How's the acne journey? So I'm using, I'm on like a strange pause right now with my skincare. I'm trying the Cure microneedling treatments. I have 6 weeks worth, and I have allotted a 12-week like schedule basically to every other week use the Cure things. So Tuesday I actually used them. And so on the weeks where I'm not using Cure, I have like 1 to 2 exfoliation days and 1 to 2 or 2 tretinoin days. So my skin is going to be going through a little bit of like an adjustment period while I'm like prioritizing the Cure. So I have noticed that I've been getting some more little breakouts that are telling me that I need to exfoliate. So for instance, tonight I'm going to do a gentle exfoliation, a night off, and then the next day I'll do tretinoin, a night off, and whatever. And then I usually take like 6 days in between. Like I'll take 6 days off from actives completely, then do the Cure. So I'm actually filming it. Like I'm filming updates. It's not sponsored or anything. I bought it myself, and I'm just like curious. I'm very interested. And so I just wanted to like share my progress with you guys. So I'm doing like, I'm going to be tracking it basically. So there will be a video that comes out about it eventually. But yeah, I've noticed some congestion like on my forehead, these little guys that have popped up, and like this popped up, and that's usually evidence of needing to exfoliate. What do you use for exfoliating? I've been using the Paula's Choice Mandelic and Lactic Acid liquid exfoliant. And then I also, if my skin doesn't feel like it needs that much, which is, it's still very gentle, I like to use the Anua azelaic acid pads because they're very gently exfoliating, but they're also hydrating. It's good to hear that people like the Cure system. Yeah, I would just like, I've been very intrigued by it. I will say, it's fun. I kind of like poking tiny little holes in my face. Yeah. Sorry. Sorry to make you yawn. Rice powder. Oh yeah, I used to use that, but I prefer a chemical exfoliator. I think my skin just responds better to chemical exfoliants over physical exfoliants. Yeah. Thank you. I have never tried the ABH matte foundation. In fact, I have not used an Anastasia foundation since like they launched that stick foundation forever ago. So I'm not familiar. I like Medicate. I like that brand. You turned 30 an hour ago. Happy birthday. I'm gonna go because I gotta pee and I'm hungry. But thank you for hanging out with me for however long this was. And I hope that you do you like microblading? I don't have any microblading. Do you mean dermablading? I do like dermablading. I do it once a week. So I know it was a long one. I mean, typically I plan to go for like around this long, but yeah. Yeah, I gotta pee and I'm hungry. So I think the concealer is pretty good. I'll keep you guys updated on it. It is like creasing in here a little bit, but it's not the end of the world. Yeah, you guys have a great weekend and look out for my video, which is actually about olive complexion products, new olive complexion products. So that's going up either tomorrow or Saturday morning. And then, yeah, I've been doing, thank you so much. Kisses. I don't know how to pronounce your name. Untk. But yeah, thank you so much, you guys. Look out for those videos, and I have been live streaming regularly on Thursdays at 12 PST. I was a little late today, but yeah, around this time. And I'll let you know if it's gonna be a little bit earlier or a little bit later. I gotta go. I was gonna say like and subscribe. Well, I mean, you can like. And if you came in late, don't worry, you can go back and watch the beginning of the video, of the live stream. It'll be uploaded. All right, guys, thank you so much for hanging out with me. Ziva is napping, but I'm sure that she would say goodbye and farewell, and she loves you so much. And I'll see you soon. I'll see you soon. Bye.